Hi, students, and welcome to week number 4 of online learning. It's kind of crazy to think it's already been a month of this. This week, we're going to finish our investigation into chapter 5, which is all about evolution. And the way we're going to do that this week is to think about classification and answer this question of how can life be classified to show evolutionary relationships. So, an overview of this week on Tuesday, we'll do a little intro to classification. Wednesday will be about something called a dichotomous key. And then Thursday and Friday, we're going to focus on the phyla of animals. So, in a little bit more detail, on Tuesday, you're going to look at how we might be able to categorize life into evolutionary relationships. And the way that you're going to do this is using a little, looks like a quiz, but it's not, in Schoology that'll walk you through some of the basics of classification. You might also this week want to take notes on section 5.3 from the book. It's in PDF pages 311 through 323, all about classification and all about what we're learning about this week. On Wednesday, we're going to go into this tool called a dichotomous key. And a dichotomous key is basically a series of choices that you make to decide what an organism is. Basically helps with the process of classification. So in order to do this, you're going to read a little bit from the daily slides just about what dichotomous keys are. You'll see some examples with plants. Then you are going to do this activity to practice. When you go to this activity, you're going to have an option of 3 different environments. And the environments are all places that are close to Washington, D.C. So you could do woodland edge, meadow, or lowland forest. When you decide which one you're going to do and you click continue, then there's going to be 6 different plants that are identified in this environment. And you're going to go through the process of clicking on each one, and it'll give you a series of steps here that'll allow you to decide what type of plant that one is. Just practice with how we might do plant classification using dichotomous keys. And then on Thursday and Friday, you're going to do a deep dive into the phyla of animals. So, phyla is one way that we can classify at a really big scale different organisms. And there's some key characteristics of 11 different phyla of animals that we're going to become familiar with. What I want you to start with is looking at how the same thing might be done for plants. Plants have 12 phyla, but we're only going to look at 4. And these 4 phyla could be divided up into bryophytes, into the ferns, into conifers, and into angiosperms. You're going to figure out those same general characteristics for animals. Now, in order to do this in Schoology, there is a sort of slideshow template that has been made for you, and you just need to go through each slide and add some defining features of the phylum, how many named species-ish are there, a couple sample organisms. Then you're going to think as if you were making a dichotomous key. What are 3 possible statements that might help you to identify this one? So, like for example, chordata, that's the phylum that we are in, we have a spinal column. And so that might be something that you could say there, like has a spinal column. Then you're going to add a couple images to your slides. These slides will definitely take you more than a day. So it'll be Thursday's task and also Friday's task. As always, students, if you have any questions at all, please let me know and have a great week.